Turns out progesterone and carprofen should never, ever be mixed. So what I wanted to share with you, the viewers, the thing that I want you to know that I didn't know, is there are drug interactions that I wasn't aware of. So Optimus Prime was on a drug called Carprofen, which is a really commonly prescribed arthritis medication. And it's really common. Big dogs are often on some sort of an arthritis medication. We went in on I think it was the 2nd of July for his yearly exam. He was completely and totally healthy. His heart, everything, all systems were operating at optimal levels. And they prescribed him progesterone to treat the hotspot. Turns out progesterone and carprofen should never, ever be mixed. 14 days after we started giving him that medication last Sunday, we came home from being out with family and he couldn't stand. When we left the house a couple hours earlier, he was fine. When we came home, we couldn't get up. So I immediately started calling. Of course, it was a Sunday, and of course, it was, after hours. So we immediately started calling emergency vets and found one that could take him. We brought him in, and they worked on him for an hour, which is unusual. They worked on him for an hour before they came in, and they told us that he was likely, there was essentially no blood in his system. Mm-hmm. And his body was working so hard to pump blood because there was almost none in his system because it was all bleeding into his gut. Mm. So the mix of carprofen and progesterone almost always leads to a GI bleed, a gastrointestinal bleed. And in Prime's case, he had a full-blown ulcer and was completely just bleeding into his stomach, to the point where he had almost no blood volume. And he was almost septic. And there was nothing that they could do. And the vet was like, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I don't think there's anything that they can do. And if he was in extreme amounts of pain and duress. And so we had to put him down. But the mixing of those medications caused that ulcer, which ended up taking his life.